stop, put that cereal box back in the pantry because the big breakfast cereal test of 2026 is in, and one box sitting in almost every American kitchen just failed catastrophically on sugar, artificial dye, and pesticide residue at the same time. Subscribe now and hit the bell so you never miss the next product check. This is our fight against the marketing giants. Now, that line you grew up trusting, part of a balanced breakfast, that friendly little phrase your parents believed that you probably repeat to your own kids, it's one of the oldest tricks in the grocery store. And every single morning, it's feeding your gut, your liver, and your children's still developing brains something the front of that box never shows you. The box that failed the worst? It's a brand your kids probably ate this morning. We're not naming it yet. And I'd bet money one of these is sitting in your pantry right now. A spoonful of dead sugar hitting an empty stomach at 7 a.m., synthetic dye, and weed killer residue riding along into little bodies that can't push it back out. Stay with me because you'll want to know if the one that failed catastrophically is the box in your cabinet. 2 promises before we start. First, at the very end waits a genuine test winner. A cheap store brand, cleaner than the famous names, and I mean genuinely cleaner. Second, I'll show you a 60-second kitchen check at the very end that lets you test your own box tonight, right there at your counter, with nothing but a glass of water. Watch it happen with your own eyes. Today, we're putting 13 of America's most popular cereals under the microscope, from rank 13 all the way down, or up, to number 1. Worst to best, and the loud ones fall first. But before the countdown, you need to understand the trick, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. The makers spray whole grain and heart health badges across the front in big reassuring letters. Meanwhile, flip the box over, and there it is. The second ingredient is sugar. The grain itself has been puffed and blasted at high heat until nearly every nutrient in it is dead. Then, and this is the part that gets me, they spray synthetic vitamins back onto the corpse so the nutrition panel reads respectable. That's not nourishment, that's a costume. So let's start at the bottom. And the bottom, folks, belongs to the market leaders, the ones with the cartoon mascots you've known since childhood. Fruit Loops, Lucky Charms, Frosted Flakes, the sugar bomb royalty. One serving, one modest little bowl, carries roughly a spoonful of pure dead sugar before you've even added milk. And that color, those cheerful reds and yellows and glowing greens, that's not fruit. There's no fruit anywhere near it. Flip the box over. That's not food coloring. That's a chemistry set painting cereal to look like fun. Yellow 5, red 40, and titanium dioxide. A whitening additive so heavily questioned that it's already banned across the European Union. Banned on the other side of the Atlantic in the exact products still glowing in your children's bowls over here. Read those 3 names off the back of the panel and you're reading a paint recipe, not a breakfast. And who owns most of this shelf? Kellogg's and General Mills. 2 giants, most of the cartoon boxes, 1 marketing playbook. Based on the data in front of us, based on the lab screenings we've gone through, for these bottom ranks, my verdict is simple. Stay away. So we've torched the loud sugar bombs, the ones that never even pretended to be healthy. Fine. Easy targets. But here's the thing that should actually scare you. The truly sneaky danger isn't the aisle screaming with cartoon colors. It's the aisle that whispers, good for you. The granolas, the bran flakes, the wholesome-looking boxes wearing an oat-colored costume, hiding just as much sugar and hiding something worse. A residue that a 2024 Clean Label Project style screening keeps flagging over and over in America's most trusted family favorite. That ghost has a name. Glyphosate, the weed killer residue that rides in on conventional oats and keeps showing up in the cereals that market themselves as the healthy choice. Welcome to the midfield. The granolas and bran flakes wearing an oat-colored costume, hiding just as much sugar as the sugar bombs, and now this. Flip the box over on Cheerios and Quaker Oat Squares, and here's the story a 2024 Clean Label Project style screening keeps telling. Let me put it plainly. Glyphosate is a weed killer. Farmers spray it on conventional oat fields to dry the crop before harvest, and traces of it ride straight into the box. A weed killer your body was never built to drink with breakfast. It doesn't belong in a bowl your kids eat every single morning. But there it is. Start with Cheerios. Around $3.99 a box. General Mills, the little yellow box every American grandmother trusts. That same screening flagged detectable glyphosate in conventional oat cereals like this one, batch after batch. And the folks in our community say the same thing. One wrote, "I fed this to my kids for 15 years thinking it was the safe option." Based on the data in front of me, that trust is not earned. For us, that's a clear, think hard before you pour. Now, Quaker Oat Squares. Right around $4.49. Quaker. Owned by PepsiCo, in case you thought this was a wholesome little oat company. Same crop, same spray, same residue. And if you want the full story on how glyphosate ended up in America's oatmeal, we have a whole oats investigation waiting for you. But hold on, because it gets stranger right here. Here's the part that really gets me. The granola? Flip the box over on that healthy-looking granola. The second ingredient will make your stomach drop. Sugar. Sometimes cane sugar, brown rice syrup, and honey all at once. So no single one has to sit at number 2. That's not trail food, that's a candy bar wearing a hiking boot. The whole part of a balanced breakfast line, dressed up in oats and a mountain photo. And now the moment you've been waiting for since the very beginning. That box I wouldn't name, the one sitting in almost every American kitchen that failed on sugar, artificial dye, and pesticide residue all at once. It's Honey Nut Cheerios' louder cousin on the sweet aisle, but the true triple failure, the one that crashed on all three at the same time, is Lucky Charms. General Mills again. A spoonful of dead sugar per serving, marshmallow pieces painted with yellow 5, red 40, and titanium dioxide, and detectable residue in the oat base. 3 strikes in one bowl. My verdict, based on everything in front of me, stay away. If you want to find your brand before the winter, you have to stay with me right here, because the aisle is about to turn on its head. Now hold on tight. Forget everything you thought you knew about cheap store brands. If you want us to keep testing uncensored, hit that like button and subscribe so the algorithm spreads this truth across the country. This is our fight against the marketing giants. Because the first budget box just broke into the top 5. A plain store brand oat cereal, the kind you'd normally walk right past, came back cleaner than name brands costing twice as much. Glyphosate below detection. No synthetic dyes. Sugar way down where it belongs. $2 and change against those $4 and $5 boxes with the cartoon mascots. Same shelf, half the price, none of the poison painting. Sit with that for a second. The expensive box lied to you. The cheap box, the one with the boring label and no TV budget, quietly did the honest thing. That's not an accident, folks. That's exactly what they don't want you to notice. But 2 brands take it even further, and the winner costs less than your morning coffee. So a budget box already cracked the top 5. Now we climb into the Champions League, ranks 3 and 2, clean label and organic, at rising prices. And waiting above them at rank 1 is the twist nobody sees coming, a plain store brand box that beats every luxury name on the shelf, for a price that will make you angry you ever paid more. So a budget box already cracked the top 5. But now we climb into the Champions League, ranks 3 and 2, clean label and organic, at rising prices. And waiting above them, at rank 1, is the twist nobody sees coming, rank 3. a certified organic multi-grain flake, about $4.49 a box. No synthetic dyes on the ingredient panel, nothing artificial. A Clean Label Project screening in 2024 put its glyphosate below the detection line, meaning the lab couldn't find the weed killer at all. Flip the box over and it's short. Grain, a little cane sugar, salt. That's it. In my opinion, this is one you can actually pour with a clear conscience. Solid, honest cereal. Rank 2 climbs higher, and so does the price, right up near $5.49. Another organic option, whole oats and barley. No yellow 5, no red 40, no titanium dioxide painting it to look like fun. Consumer testing flagged nothing on residues here either. It's clean, it's genuinely good. And for a family buying 2 boxes a week, that price stings a little. But at least you're paying for what's inside, not for a cartoon mascot and a heart health badge that means almost nothing. And the box that beat every one of them, you've walked past it 100 times without a second look. Rank 1, the Holy Grail, a plain store brand organic bran flake, the kind in the quiet packaging on the bottom shelf, the one nobody puts in a commercial, around $2.49 a box. No artificial color, no detectable pesticide in the screening, real fiber, the kind your gut actually wants. It went head-to-head with boxes costing more than double, and it came out cleaner than all of them, $2.49 instead of $5.49, and it beat every luxury box on the shelf. Cleaner, fairer, cheaper. That's the hidden hero, folks. That's what happens when you stop paying for the name and start reading the panel. The expensive box wasn't safer. It was just louder. And the cheapest honest option on the aisle quietly out-tested the whole lineup. Now, as promised at the very start, the 60-second kitchen check. You don't need a lab for this, and you don't need to trust the front of any box ever again. Here's what you do. Take a clear glass, fill it with water, and pour in a handful of your dry cereal. Just watch. Real grain, real bran, real whole oats, sinks. It holds its shape, it stays put, it behaves like actual food. But the sugar-glazed puffs, they bleach a cloud of color into the water almost instantly, and then they break apart and float on top like flecks of paint on a puddle. That cloud is the dye and the sugar coating dissolving off in seconds. If your bowl paints the water, that's your answer. That's not breakfast, that's a chemistry set that got past you every single morning. So try this tonight, pour it into a glass of water, and write what your box did in the comments. I'll check your brands. Genuinely. Tell me the color it turned, tell me if it sank or floated, and I'll tell you where it would have landed on this list. Here's the thing I need you to carry out of this. There's no such thing as cheap food. You pay at the register or you pay with your health. That's the whole game. That warm little line you grew up on, part of a balanced breakfast, was never about balance. It was a slogan built to sell you sugar and dye at a premium and make you feel responsible while you poured it. The balance was always yours to check, and now you know exactly how. So let me ask you straight, which cereal is in your pantry, and are you switching? Go look right now. Read the second ingredient. If it's sugar, you already know. And if this opened your eyes even a little, do one thing for me. Send this to the friend still buying the expensive box, the one who swears the name brand is healthier because it costs more. This is how we push back on the marketing giants, one honest bowl at a time. Next check. The truth about your morning orange juice. That carton with the sunny orchard on the front and the word natural stamped across it, we're flipping that one over too. And some of you are not going to like what's really in the glass. Until then, go run the water test. Trust what you see, not what they print. Stay sharp, stay healthy. See you at the next check.